Hello, this is Brooke Cologne for EL6303, and this is problem 2 for homework 8. And we're going to be finding A, B, C, and D. Okay. So I don't have to redraw what this question is asking for. Alright, so let's find A, which is asking for the probability that x of t is equal to 1. So we have, start with E of t. We're going to define E of lambda t. And we're also going to find E of negative lambda t. And it continues on. And E of negative lambda t is equal to 1 minus lambda t plus lambda t minus and again continues on as such, alternating between plus and minus. And so we have which if we label these as 1 and 2, we have them as e to the lambda t minus e to the negative lambda t. Which eventually simplifies out to 1 minus e to negative 2 lambda t over 2, and can be shown as e to the negative lambda t times lambda t plus lambda t 3 with factorial lambda t 5 over 5 factorial, and again continues on as such. And so the probability of x of t equaling 1 is the probability that in between 0 and t, k is odd. Some number k is odd. Which is equal to e negative lambda t to the k. Make sure I put this down so that it's not confused as to being within the exponent, because it's not, over k factorial. And again, simplifies out to e to the negative lambda t plus lambda t to the third over 3 factorial plus lambda t over 5 factorial into 1 minus e to the negative 2 lambda t. Oh, can't see it, my bad. Lambda t over 2. And so now we go on to the next part, which is, let me scroll back. Which is asking for the expected value x of t. So here we know we have this as, we have plus 1 times the probability that x of t is equal to 1 plus -1 times the probability that x of t is equal to -1. Now for the probability of x of t equaling -1 we didn't do here, but this is essentially, I'll put this down here as a little footnote. This is equal to 1 plus e to the -2 lambda t over 2. Just a change in from minus to plus. So this comes out to be 1 minus e to the -2, just going to put a lambda there, and 2 lambda t minus 1 over 2, 1 plus 2 lambda t, which essentially comes out to be negative to -2 lambda t. And then it then asks us to find r of t1 and t2. Let me bring this up. So this is going to be simply this entire process. It's going to be the expected value of x of t1 times x t2. Which can be written as such. Oh, excuse me. But this comes out to be the probability that in T1 and T2 K is even, minus the probability that in T1 and T2 K is odd. Sorry that you could not see that while I was writing. So let me scroll back. And this comes out to be, let me move this back. One plus e to the negative 2 lambda T2 minus T1 over 2 minus 1 minus e to the negative 2 lambda T2 minus T1, and I'll get back to the middle so you can see. And this is equal to e to negative 2 lambda T2 minus T1. And then if we take into account whether T2 is greater than T1 or less than T1, we know we can say that R of T1, T2 is equal to e to the negative 2 lambda times the absolute value of T1 minus T2.